Dr. Corsi, thanks for coming on with us.
Always a pleasure, Alex. Let's take this article I wrote on Bill Ayers and the entire analysis of Black Lives Matter. What Ayers is saying is that the Black Lives Matter is really a revolutionary movement. It derives from communist principles. Its whole goal is to essentially stir up and intensify race and class tensions under the idea that police are inherently oppressive to Black communities and get Black communities to feel this. So there's an antagonism with the police that results in social conflict. I mean, this is what the Marxists, what Saul Alinsky taught in Rules for Radicals. It's intensifying these lines of antagonism or social conflict in order to create a revolutionary environment. And what the far left, what Ayers wants out of Black Lives Matter, I mean, if you think about it seriously, it should be all lives matter. Why are we focusing on Black Lives Matter? But the underlying theme here, the hidden message, is that the police are the white society's institutionalized oppressor of Black people, designed to keep Black people into subjectivity. And when that resentment is fueled, the idea is that Black communities will rise up against the police. There'll be more murders and assaults on police. We'll have more chaos, and that leads to the kind of social chaos and confrontation that the radical far left believes that they can use to impose a socialist society, a totalitarian society, eliminating guns, eliminating the constitutional freedoms we enjoy as Americans, under the idea that we've got a renewal of civil violence throughout the society.
What do we want? No cops! Where do we want it? Now! No cops! Where do we want it? Now! Guys, stop! We wish you a happy Christmas and a killer cop for year. Black Lives Matter!
Do you not?
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Do you think
Black Lives Matter! 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 Black Lives Matter!
Do you think Black Lives Matter?
Of course, Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. Martin Luther King Jr. often taught, my daddy A.D.'s brother too, Acts 17:26, of one blood God made all people, so we're brothers and sisters. And Martin Luther King says we have to learn to live together as brothers, and all that as sisters will perish as fools. So they don't remember that. And so they don't even know that it's disrespectful to go to a meeting and jump into people's face and scream, Black Lives Matter. That's disrespectful. But no one has taught them how to articulate a need.
Kill Whites and Cops, Black Lives Matter affiliated radio show, calls for race war. It's about to go down. It's open season on killing white people and crackers. And then that'll be open season for mentally ill, hate-mongering white people to go out. And you know it'll just be some totally innocent Black lady or some innocent Black guy coming home from work, some plumber, or some little kids in their car, and then some crazy meth head white guy is going to spray the vehicle. And I mean, it just, and that's why the White House and the Justice Department lets these groups do this. Guaranteed they're federal run. And I want to say shame on the FBI, shame on the ATF, shame on all these federal marshals, all of you. If you don't take matters into your own hands and get, go talk to local grand juries, whatever, you've got influence, have locals indict these people. Because when you start saying it's time to kill cops, it's time to go out and shoot people because they're white, that's not free speech. That's a call to action. Just like if the Ku Klux Klan says it's time to go lynch Black people and burn up their churches, that's a call for violent sedition against people's peace and freedom. And it is calling for organized murder. It is attempted capital murder.
Okay. Well, ask him.
Get him in check and we're shutting this event down. Now.
If you do not listen to her, your event will be shut down right now. Right now. Your decision. Make a decision now.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won.
We are going to let you on the mic. Okay. All right, so we are trying to be reasonable. We are trying to be reasonable. We are trying to be reasonable. We are trying. We're going to let you on the mic. We are going to give you the mic. We will, after Senator Sanders. After Senator Sanders. After Senator Sanders. After Senator Sanders. After Senator Sanders.
Do not tell me what to do.
After Senator Sanders.
Sit down.
After Senator Sanders. Okay. All right.
Let her speak.
All right.
Let her speak.
All right. We're shutting it down. You are shutting it down. You are disrupting this event. You are disrupting this event. We will. No, you are shutting it down. We are shutting. We will shut it down. You are shutting it down. You are. No. How long are you going to go? How long are you going to go?
Hold it, man. I'm happy to hold it. Excuse me. No. That's your attitude that I have nothing to say.
We will give you. How long do you want? Let her speak.
Let her speak.
No.
Stop asking questions and let her speak now.
No, we will give you a couple of minutes. We're going to let him.
I think if we can keep the struggle moving in a path that leads to progress, in other words, if we can win concrete victories as we have in the past through nonviolence,
Unbelievable. At least one person received a gash to his head, and another man was checked out by the EMS on the scene. Extra security, including local police and state troopers, were called in for crowd control after deputies in the jail had to physically push some of the demonstrators out of the jail's lobby. Some people found themselves stuck in the lobby with the deputies, and that's when people outside began beating on the glass doors. We spoke to one man who was injured and the other an organizer.
I'm promoting this All Lives Matter movement. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's all this Black Lives Matter movement only promotes racism, and now they encouraging black people to go kill white people because they want white people to feel what we felt 400 years ago. Newsflash: was you living 400 years ago? No. Was those, you know what I'm saying? Was you born 400 years ago? No. So how you gonna let something in the past that you never existed, that you was never born in, affect how you live your life today? Having that much influence over you today. All lives matter. That police officer that got killed by that black man because that black man listened to what y'all was saying by going out and killing white people. That police officer's life mattered. That 9-year-old girl in Ferguson, Missouri that got shot in the head while she was doing her homework in a drive-by shooting that none of y'all protested.
You think white people should be killed, huh?
Thought we should be killed when y'all came and stole us from Africa and put us in chains and murdered us for over 400 years. So yeah, you do need to die. I think everybody else on the planet will have peace when you're dead.
Are you responsible for what your parents did?
Listen, I'm talking for me. I answered your question.
All right.
Now I'm done talking because I don't negotiate with fucking terrorists. I think you should go back to those caves that you crawled out of in the Caucasus Mountains, because you can't leave black and brown people alone. We can't have any peace on the planet because of white supremacy and white existence. So yeah, fucking die or go back to the
But they're
caves.
gonna use something that happened 400 years ago against white people. They're gonna hold it against them. Those white people that's living today in this day and age, this generation, they didn't live 400 years ago. They wasn't born 400 years ago. So how you gonna blame them for some stuff that happened 400 years ago that they was never born, that never existed on this planet? How? That is so crazy.
Many
All
Mizzou
lives matter.
students and supporters are furious at the terrorist attacks in Paris, not because a team of a half a dozen suicide bombers unloaded, killing over 100 people on a Friday night, but no, because that terrorist attack took news coverage away from their peon, pathetic little protests. This from the Daily Caller. Quote, these are tweets that people have posted. There's a whole bunch of them. Just bear with me. Racist white people kill me. You want everyone to have sympathy for your tragedy, but you have none for ours. Not to take away from Paris at all, just how they're getting news coverage and the world's support. We deserve it too, Mizzou. No, you deserve to be grounded. Go to your room. The fact that there are some of these journalists using Paris as a way to sweep Mizzou under the rug is repulsive. Bear with me, they get worse. This is the average thought process of the average Mizzou student and supporter. Now people are desensitizing Black Lives Matter and Mizzou for what's happening in Paris. Have you no common decency? Have you no common decency? It's black kids trapped in their rooms in Mizzou, but y'all talking about pray for Paris, F Paris, pray for Mizzou.
Hey, ma'am. She doesn't want you. They don't want you in front of her.
Ma'am, don't yell at me. Ma'am, the First Amendment protects your right to be here and mine.
Okay, we protect our space.
There's not a law around that.
Forget a law. How about humanity and respect?
Well, how about documenting this for posterity?
Please, sir. Sir, I am sorry. These are people too. You need to back off.
No, there's no law.
You know what? Let's back up about personal space. Back off. Leave these students alone. Be humane. Back off.
Hi, media. Can I talk to you?
No, you need to get out. You need to get out.
No, I don't.
You need to get out.
I actually don't.
All right. Hey, who wants to help me get this reporter out of here? I need some muscle over here. Help me get him out. Who's going to help me?
Are you documenting? What are you
I'm
doing?
documenting.
Okay, well,
you need to get out. You need to get out.
This is public property.
Yeah, I know, that's a really good one. I'm a communication faculty, and I really get that argument. But you need to go.
Matters. And that is why this issue is so important. Black lives matter, white lives matter, all lives matter.
How long before Black Lives Matter protesters are chanting George Soros' divide and conquer scheme is what matters? The Washington Times reports liberal billionaire George Soros has built a business empire that dominates across the ocean in Europe while forging a political machine powered by nonprofit foundations that impacts American politics and policy, not unlike what he did with MoveOn.org. In all, Mr. Soros gave at least $33 million in 1 year to support already established groups that embolden the grassroots, on-the-ground activists in Ferguson, according to the most recent tax filings of his nonprofit Open Society Foundations. The sad fact is, one of the 30 richest people in the world, not an American civil rights leader, is funding a divide and conquer movement that has disrupted political speeches, places of business, and the real progress Americans have made in the United States regarding race relations. Meanwhile, Soros has fueled the division in Ukraine.
George Soros admitting he's behind the open border move and the illegals pouring in. Admitting he's behind Ukraine, saying, I did it. Which I think he's taking too much credit. He's a big part of it. Saying they're part of the Arab Spring and turning loose all these groups. That it's, I mean, on every front, George Soros.
If it was a racist nation, we would not have had the top guy ahead of law as a black man, Eric Holder, and now Loretta Lynch, another black woman. We would not have the head of the United Nations, it was Susan Rice. You would not have a Secretary of State as Condoleezza Rice or Colin Powell or others. So let's not call it a racist nation. If you want to point the finger, point it at Obama. Point it at Holder. Point it at that low-life man who never convicted one head of the white shoe boys. Too white for you, Eric?
And we are distracted. just as the Cloward-Piven strategy would have us. Of course, all lives matter.
One day, this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.